In a recent interview, Garrett Hedlund and Jay Will compared working with Taylor Sheridan to winning the lottery. And honestly, we can't disagree. Working with Sheridan is definitely a dream come true for any actor. Plus, did you know that we might see a Yellowstone Tulsa King crossover someday? How crazy would that be? We're already buzzing with excitement thinking about it. Now you must have plenty of questions, starting with, what are the details? Don't worry, and stick around to find out everything. First up, Garrett Hedlund and Jay Will compared working with Sheridan to winning the lottery. Tulsa King is the new crime drama from Taylor Sheridan and the Sopranos writer Terence Winter. It stars Sylvester Stallone as Dwight, the General Manfredi. After 25 years in prison, New York mafia boss Manfredi is released into a society that's totally different from the one he's familiar with. After a quarter century in jail, his family tells him that there's nothing left for him in his homeland and exiles him to Tulsa, Oklahoma. The general will need to form new relationships and recruit a crew to establish his claim in the South. Garrett Hedlund plays Mitch Keller, a former bull rider that was forced to leave because of his addiction, and Jay Will plays Tyson, a teenage cab driver Manfredi forces into his criminal underworld. Hedlund discussed his relationship with Stallone and the delight of working with him and Sheridan in an interview with Collider's Steve Weintraub. While Will compared working with the series creator to winning the lottery, they also talked about Sheridan's working speed and hinted at a Yellowstone crossover. Moving on, let's talk about the interview in detail. In an interview with Collider, Garrett was asked what he thinks is so special about Taylor Sheridan. Everything he touches seems to turn into something people want to watch. But not only that, the interviewer was also curious about what the actor thought about his and Terence Winter's writing style. Sheridan, according to Hedlund, is an outlaw. He creates characters who are outlaws. You cannot help but watch their every move, problem, and conflict as you root for them. Sheridan created Yellowstone, Hell or High Water, Sicario, and now Tulsa King. That's just outlaw gold in the eyes of the actor. According to Hedlund, Terence Winter also creates undeniable stuff. So for both of them to collaborate on this, it's like a dream team of stars. They're the best writers and creators, so he considers it an honor for himself to work with them. Following up, let's see what Garrett said about Stallone and some other details. Garrett has known Sylvester Stallone since he was 18 years old. He walked into Gunnar Peterson's training studio while getting ready for the movie Troy. At that time, Sly was climbing the ceiling rope up with his legs spread out. The actor recounted how he was always the sweetest and most encouraging person. Sly always asked him what he was up to, what he was shooting, and how his shoots went, so it felt right for the actor to share the screen with him. Jay believes Terry and Taylor both keep their ears to the streets to understand what the public wants to see and that it always works. Will says they're like sages who know the lottery number, so you go to them to get the secret numbers. Not stopping there, the actor even says they're the type of people who could have predicted the GameStop stock market crash, so you invest. According to him, it's more predictable than anything else. Boy, we'd like to take a peek at whichever crystal ball Terry and Taylor have been looking into. Now, Garrett and Jay got asked about a possible crossover with Yellowstone. Both the actors were asked whether Tulsa King will have multiple seasons, and most importantly, in which season can we expect a Yellowstone crossover? Will laughed, saying it was for them to know and for us to find out, considering how Taylor just goes after an idea when it dawns upon him. We won't be surprised if such a crossover happens. Hedlund recounted how Yellowstone producer David Glasser told them about Tulsa King's creation. He said that it started with Sheridan and Sly sitting together and discussing the idea. About 2 days and 40 minutes later, Sheridan pitched the idea to Glasser. The next morning, he pitched how the story would end. An extra 2 days later, the script was ready, and the next day, the story was taken to the studio and the idea was sold. We're amazed at how smoothly Sheridan works. The actor admired Sheridan's work ethic too. He said, that is why his material is so irresistible to watch. It's got determination, it's got grit, it's got brass, it's got a massive amount of integrity. Hedlund is just proud to be a part of all this. Coming up, Stallone teases the Yellowstone Tulsa King crossover. Tulsa King takes place in Oklahoma, where General Manfredi got exiled after getting out of jail. So is it too much to wonder whether the Dutton clan from Montana could ever cross paths with Sly? In a recent interview, Stallone laughed at the possibility of a Tulsa King and Yellowstone crossover. He said, "You mean I go over and I kill John Dutton? No problem. Got it. Take over the ranch?" He smiled and said, "No." Stallone's character gathers a crew in his new town in the heart of America, so he admits it's not out of the question. According to him, they're kind of getting close to it though, as he'll get into the cowboy aspect later on, which we'll see in the coming episodes. The Rocky hero said they don't mess around when he's engaged with oil barons and tough individuals, so they're blending the two. But will he be staying at John Dutton's guest house? He laughed it off, saying he doubted that. Moving on, are Yellowstone and Tulsa King in the same universe? Tulsa King is one of the many television series created by Taylor Sheridan Sheridan, well known for producing the successful drama Yellowstone, and these shows might coexist in the same universe. Indeed, half of Sheridan's ongoing TV projects, 1923, 6666, and 1883, are Yellowstone spin-offs. Even though 1883, The Bass Reef Story, is technically a spin-off of 1883, it's still set in the Sheridanverse. Naturally, fans have questioned if Tulsa King, like these Yellowstone spin-offs, is also in the Sheridanverse. For the time being, neither Tulsa King nor Yellowstone has revealed any clues on whether the two shows exist in the same universe. Taylor Sheridan has also remained silent on the topic. That said, it wouldn't be shocking if all or most of Taylor Sheridan's current and future series were set in the same universe. After all, Sheridan built an entire universe to tell the Dutton storyline, and as the tensions around the Dutton Ranch grow in Yellowstone Season 5, the Sheridanverse must continue elsewhere. Aside from the Yellowstone spin-offs, this can also happen through Tulsa King. Taylor Sheridan, who works with different crews for each series, is the only connection between Tulsa King and Yellowstone. Tulsa King belongs to the same subgenre as Yellowstone, anti-hero criminal drama. Aside from that, Sheridan has built no connection between Yellowstone and Tulsa King. Now, can Sylvester Stallone's Dwight Manfredi appear in Yellowstone? Sylvester Stallone's Dwight Manfredi can appear as a cameo in Yellowstone in the future. Kevin Costner's John Dutton would be well at home in Tulsa King. Season 5 will see the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch face its toughest challenge yet, and it wouldn't be shocking if they forced John to seek help from old friends, such as the New York Mafia. Dwight has already met a former bull rider in Tulsa, who may help him find the Yellowstone Dutton Ranch. Given the settings and characters of both shows, they can exist in the same universe. With that being said, Tulsa King is in its own story. It wasn't marketed as a Yellowstone spin-off secretly hidden in the Sheridanverse. Plus, it would be difficult to pull off a Dwight Manfredi appearance in Yellowstone or a John Dutton cameo in Tulsa King without coming across as cheap fan service. On the other hand, because Yellowstone Season 5 is likely to be the last installment, a cameo by Stallone's Dwight Manfredi could be the perfect way to indicate that Tulsa King is truly a continuation of the Sheridanverse. Finally, Sylvester Stallone isn't sure he'll return to Tulsa King Season 2 and some other details. The show has a bright future ahead of it, but it isn't clear if the show's star is committed long-term. Even after receiving positive feedback for his work on Tulsa King, Sylvester Stallone doesn't know if he wants to return for Season 2. Stallone appeared as a guest star on television episodes such as Police Story, Kojak, and more recently, This Is Us. Before Tulsa King, he never had a leading part in a TV series in his 50-year acting career. Stallone's recent shift from blockbuster filmmaking to television is a part of a bigger trend in Hollywood, with movie stars increasingly taking on TV roles. With streaming starting a golden age of television, an increasing number of movie stars are leaping to the small screen. There used to be a divide between television and feature films. Films were seen as more prestigious than television. Now, there's almost no visible difference in quality between feature film and premium TV. So Stallone found the 10-episode Tulsa King more tiring than a 2-hour feature film. That's a wrap for this video. What are your thoughts on Tulsa King? Let us know in the comments below. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. Thanks for watching, and we'll see ya in the next one.